Alright, so the old way is if I ask you a problem such as this. What is y equals 2x if x is equal to 5? That's what we did yesterday, right? What would we do? You just plug it in, substitute. Every x value you're going to write at 5. And then we would just substitute it in, y equals 2 with the parentheses, 5, and then y equals 2 times 5, which is 10. And that would be our answer. Okay. So what is this new way? The new way is using something called function notation. Everyone say function notation? It's the same thing, but it just looks a little bit fancier and a little bit more complicated, but it's the same thing. That problem is going to look like this. Given f of 5, evaluate f of x equals 2x. Okay, so it's basically the same problem, so let me show you how they are the same. This is my clue here. This is how we say it. Everyone say f of 5. Say that. We don't say f5. f5's on your computer if you have that button, right? This is a function notation. So what do you know? What does this tell you? It's a clue. And you look over here, and you're just going to write this above it. Everyone say above or below? Above. So let's write that. F of x. Okay. F is the same. There's a parentheses, but it's telling you every x value. What are we going to write? 5. You see that? Let's write that. F of 5 equals 2 times 5. And class, we already did it. 2 times 5 is 10. So f of 5 equals 10. Now I want to go one step further and say that this is an ordered pair, 5, 10. Now I'm going to box this one. So notice how we still both got 10. Do you see that? Yeah. And we're still doing substitution. So let's write that. Still evaluating substitution. We're still doing it. Right? I showed that to you by the colors, right? Yellow and pink. We're still doing substitution. And then there's only 2 other things I want you to know. This here, the 5, this is called the input. Everyone say input? Input. What do you think this one's called? Output. So this is a function, and so your phone is a very complicated function, right? You do fingers. I'm sure in the future it can distinguish which finger you're putting on your phone, and maybe it changes the colors or the intensities of your phone. Or I know on my computer there's a new program where you can actually use a mouse and you just put a motion and it does something. So I think in the future when you do it on your phone in the air, it'll do something. It'll call your mom, it'll text your friend, it'll turn off your music. Does that make sense? So you actually don't even have to push anything on your screen. The new inputs will change. Okay? I'm sure in the future it'll be just like the movies, right? You think it and it happens. Input and then there's an output.